Good morning, class. Today we are going to talk about writing repeating decimals as fractions. So yesterday we reviewed how to write regular decimals as fractions. This 3 is in the tens place, so all we have to do is write 3 in the numerator and 10 in the denominator, and then reduce if necessary. And here we don't have to do that. So the problem with repeating decimals is that it never ends. They keep on going on and on and on. So this is the same as this is the same as this. So there is no place setting to put in the denominator. So what we do is we come up with an equation or two equations to try to figure out how to get this as a fraction. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to set n equal to 0.3 repeating. Now, my goal is to set up another equation using n and trying to get the same place setting over here on the right side, but getting a whole number on the left side. So one way you can do that is to multiply both sides by 10. And if you do that, you get 3 as a whole number, and then it keeps repeating 0.3 on the other side. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to subtract these equations. And I'm going to set them up nicely so they line up. Once I do that, I just subtract the like terms. So 10n minus 1n is going to give us 9n. And then 3.3 point repeating and 0.3 repeating, these two subtract each other. They're the same number. So we end up having a 0 on that side, which is nice. And we just bring down the 3. So we have 9n is equal to 3. And all we have to do now is isolate the variable by dividing both sides by n. My n is equal to 3/9, or if you reduce it all the way, dividing by 3, you get 1/3. Okay, so if you plug that into the calculator, you'll get 0.33333 repeating. So let's try one with 2 digits. So repeating decimals come in many different forms. So sometimes you'll just have 1 digit that repeats, and other times you'll have 2 different numbers that repeat, and they just keep repeating in that same block. So this time, let's use the number 0.36 repeating. Okay, so I'm going to set this equal to n. And I'm going to do what I just did before. So I'm going to do 10n is equal to, so I know I only get to move the decimal over once if I multiply it by 10. So I'm going to do 3.63 repeating. Now, if I do this, like I did the other problem, I'm not going to be able to use these to subtract from each other. That's a really odd situation. So because I have 2 numbers that repeat in blocks, what I need to do is I need to multiply n by 100. This way I get to move over 2 of them. So I get 36 and then 36 repeating. And then this is identical to here. And I know when I go to subtract the equations, I'll get a nice whole number. So we're going to cross out 10n. We don't like that one. So 100n is equal to 36.36 repeating. And I'm going to subtract n from that. So 100n minus n gives us 99n. And the nice whole number, 36, is equal to 36. And then from there, as usual, isolate the variable, divide both sides by 99. My n is equal to 36 over 99. Now these are quite big numbers, so I'm going to reduce them by dividing both of them by 9, which gives me 4/11. So again, to double check your work, what you can do is take out a calculator and divide those numbers. So I'm going to do that right here. Turn it on. 4 divided by 11. And you'll see the calculator can't do the repeating, but you'll see how it keeps repeating. 0.36, 0.36, 0.36. So that is one way to check your work. So let's try it when there's a block of 3 repeating numbers. This time I'm going to use n is equal to 0.213 repeating. So last time 10 didn't work out, so I'm going to assume it's not going to work out this time. Let's see what happens when I do 100n. So 100n is equal to, I move the decimal over twice, so 21.321 repeating. So, same problem we had last time up here. They weren't the same decimal repeats on the right side. So what I really need to do is I need to move over this decimal one more time, which means I need to multiply this first equation by 1,000. And then I will have a nice whole number and then the repeating that is identical to the first equation. So now we can subtract 1,000n, which is equal to 213 repeating, and I will subtract n is equal to 0,213 repeating. Okay, so 1,000n minus n is 999n, and the nice whole number 213. Again, divide both sides by 999 to isolate the variable. These reduce to 1n, which is equal to 213 over 999. So if you guys remember your divisibility rules, 213 is divisible by 3 because 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6. So I'm going to divide everything here, the numerator and the denominator, by 3. And 213 divided by 3 gives me 71. And 999 divided by 3 gives me 333. These numbers aren't even, and 71 is not divisible by 3 because 7 plus 1 is 8. So this is my final answer. So I hope that helps. Feel free to go back and rewatch the video. And if you have any more questions, make sure to ask me in class. So I gave you 3 examples of how to do this. So go ahead and start your homework. And if you don't get all of it, remember to put a question mark next to it so you can ask me for help in class tomorrow. Okay, have a good one, everyone. Bye.